just going to use the output of the SSL to drive the song into the converter hard and clip it, and of course I'm going to capture it back in Pro Tools. So let's clip a couple of tracks. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'm a rider till my fucking time's out, so I gotta make it. It's do or die now. The world we're living seems to be so wild. What is good we're gonna change, and what is bad we're going to bring. But baby, trust me, was a bird to follow. What's the meaning of the time? As promised, here's the mastering clipper deathmatch video. In this one, I'm gonna compare all my plugin clippers, and I have a few, one another on different genres. As a bonus, I will also throw in my new Dangerous 80 Plus mastering converter right there, because, well, that thing clips better than anything else, but it's not really comparable with the plugin, so it will just be a bonus at the end. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixBus TV. Hope you're having a great day. Before we start, please check the info box down below for my mixing courses on Pro Mix Academy, free plugins, special offers and discount. And if you want to support the channel, but most important, access to the ever-growing members-only content, all the advanced mix and mastering courses and video here on the channel. And now also the famous mixes breakdown series, in which I play and analyze the original tracks of top mixes and top artists like System of a Down, Nickelback, Nine Inch Nails, Taylor Swift, Gorillaz, Ghost, and many more. Click the join button down here, see all the perks of becoming a MixBus TV member, which includes mix consultations with me via Skype or email. Let's get to the video. For this test, as you can see from my screen, I'm going to use 5 different songs, all my mixes, 5 different genres. Our lineup for the various clippers is the following: Standard Clip by popular demand, Classic Clipper from T-Rex, which is an old clipper that I still use and it will surprise you, Master X by TC Electronic, one of my mastering limiters here next to me with the controller, and of course also the brick wall limiter. For these two, I'm only going to use the clipper module. Same for the Alpha Elysia. I'm going to bypass the compressor and everything else and just use the soft clip function of it. And then we have Big Clipper. Then I will throw in also the API 2500, and you will say, what the hell are you doing? If you haven't seen my video on the Secret Waves Saturator, this is one of them. When you set it in new mode and analog on, by using the manual makeup gain, you can use this one as a clipper as well. Ozone Max IRC3 clipping mode, K-Clip 3, of course, one of my favorites. Tokyo Lab limiter number 6 with the clipper module. Last, I'm gonna have Limitless by DMG Audio, and like I said, at the end, as a bonus, I will throw in my mastering converter, the Dangerous 80 Plus. Let's start playing with the first one, which is Standard Clip. Now, pay attention to a couple of things on this test. You will notice that cleaner sounding tracks like the hip hop and the reggae one are more sensitive to clipping, meaning the clipping is always going to be more apparent and go into obvious distortion way faster than rock and metal and industrial. Same for EDM, while the synth pop track is kind of in between. So you will hear some genres, some tracks mask the distortion and the clipping a lot better. And the second thing to pay attention is the low end, because that, especially in tracks like hip hop, is the first range that start to crap out, okay? Let's start with Standard Clip. Big pretender, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Bad vibes sender, me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. And I go like we no member, but them devious ways that me they condemn. I have a sampling at 4, and as you can see, I just turned down the clipping ceiling. So when I can, because each one of these clippers have different controls and it's not always possible to level match, I will rather not to rise the level, which Standard Clip does if I move this one. So I will do both, but for example, right now, just clipping a little bit. Big pretender, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Bad vibes sender, me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. And
if a friend or so-called brothers me find.
Let's try to go with the slider instead.
Big pretenders, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Bad vibes sender, me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Man, I go like we no member, but them devious ways that me defi condemn. Well, me no care if a friend or so-called brothers me find out, say them know how we climb up the ladder. Flip out with them again, me not go bother. Link up with clean-hearted strangers on me radar. Inna me territory, me nah make them chadya. Cause enough of them a thief and robber. Be a little piece of land, them woulda kill them own a mother. Lucky me me shower some a radar. Them are some big pretenders, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them.
On this track, this works well as a saturator to increase the perceived loudness. The clip in itself, I can kind of hear it. It's definitely a great plugin. And this is going to be just a quick test, just to test them on different material. Let's try on this one, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to just turn down the clipping. Okay, of course, I'm trying to test the limits of all these clippers, okay? So I'm exaggerating just to hear where they start to crap out. I still can hear some of clipping with this one compared to how I know others react to the material. It's a good tool to add perceived loudness. It's kind of similar to the inflator in that regard. It kind of have a very distinctive color to me as a clipper, as a saturator, I should say. And there's not much difference in masking between the ragged track and this one. So let's try on the hip hop one.
Ain't no sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'ma ride out till my fucking time's out. So I gotta make it. It's do or die now, and my soul is sainted. Should've been out by now, running out of patience, losing my mind now. Feel like I gotta watch my back, I'm in danger. Used to be homie, some changed up, hard working, not to say look, just caked up. I made up my mind, I gotta get the bag. Shorty, I am not. Ain't no sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost.
And you hear, depending on the song, hard clip sometimes works better than soft or smooth, like we will see with the TC limiters. This one I can kind of hear it still, although it behaves well on the low end. Let's try on the rock track.
Try to look around yourself, everything just looks so bad. The world we're living seems to be so wild. What is good we're gonna change, and what is bad we're going to bring. But baby, trust me, was somewhere to follow. What's the meaning of the time you wasted? You better say that. What's the reason why you look so frightening? We're here to say that. So we don't know how to think for. For a night we'll make you dream, and for that all your
This is really nice on this rock track. Not only we are able to shave quite a bit of a transient, but it kind of enhances that snare a little bit. There's definitely a color to it, but you start hearing on a rock track, you can already tell you can clip a lot more. Industrial track, this is one of my latest mix I've done for the band Street Sects. You hear on this one instead, we lose a little bit of transient. Let's try the 2 modes here. Kind of chokes it a little bit. It definitely works better on the rock track. Let's go to the next one, the T-Rex Classic Clipper. I still use this one and sometimes it still surprises me. So let's go back. This is super simple. It doesn't have a bunch of different settings. We'll set the slope hard for now.
Them are some big pretenders, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Bad vibes send me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. And I go like we no member, but them devious ways that me defi condemn. Well, me no care if a friend or so-called brothers me find out say them no.
And this is one situation in which it does surprise. So I'm shaving off quite a bit.
Them are some big pretenders, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take when me sell from them. Take when me sell from them. Bad vibes send me take when me.
In this one, you hear as soon as you turn the slope towards a more gentle knee, you start hearing more distortion than when it's all the way hard. But it does behave really well. It's pretty impressive, especially considering this is what people call old plugin. Let's try on the synth pop track. It's nice. It's quite transparent, this one. Let's go really quick on the hip-hop track. I'm not gonna do too much commentary. I want you guys to tell me what you think in the comment down below. So I'm gonna go fast because we have a lot of them.
Ain't no sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'ma ride out till my fucking time's out. So I gotta make it. It's do or die now, and my soul is sainted. Should've been out by now, running out of patience, losing my mind now. Feel like I gotta watch my back, I'm a danger. Used to be homie, some changed up, hard working, now they say look, just caked up, I made up my mind. Ain't no sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'ma ride out till my fucking time's out. So I gotta make it. It's do or die now, and my soul is sainted. Should've been out by now, running out of patience, losing my mind now.
It sounds really good on this track. What a surprise, even if it's a bottom heavy track. Let's go quickly on the rock track.
Try to look around yourself. Everything just looks so bad. The world we're living seems to be so wild. What is good we're gonna change, and what is bad we're going to bring. But baby, trust me, was a bird to follow. What's the meaning of the time you're wasting? You better save it.
I'm exaggerating right now, but I'm also shaving off something like 6 dB out of this.
Try to look around yourself. Everything just looks so bad. The world we're living seems to be so wild.
And again, it's pretty transparent. Let's go to the industrial track. Still works really, really well. We start hearing a little bit of choke at 8. Also the stereo image, it kind of gets weird, but definitely a surprise. Let's go now with one of the big boys, the TC Electronic Master X HD. I'm gonna bypass everything, compression and limiter, and I'm just gonna use the soft clipping. We start from this one, we go backwards. I absolutely love this soft clipper here. I'm so exaggerating right now. We've got a good 4 dB and it's fairly transparent here. Starts choking, of course, but that's a lot of reduction, especially because this one only has the soft clipping mode, while the other one, the brick wall, has 3 different types. So let's go really quick to the rock track. Here on this one, I can hear a little bit of softening of the high end, which doesn't really go well with this kind of song. But you can see, you can push this one really, really hard before start actually hearing something bad. So in this case, it doesn't really matches the style, but it's still pretty transparent, especially if you stay between, you know, few dB, which is what you would use a soft clipper for. Hip-hop track.
No sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'm a rider till my fucking time's out, so I gotta make it. It's do or die now, and my soul is tainted. Should've been on by now, running out of patience, losing my mind now.
This is about 3 dB of gain reduction, as you can see from the meter. Let's see where it starts to crop out.
No sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'm a rider till my fucking time's out, so I gotta make it. It's do or die now, and my soul is...
We can get away with about 4 dB clean-ish, 3 dB clean for sure, on a bottom-heavy track like this. So let's go really quick to the synth pop track. All right, we hear at extreme settings the snare is being choked, so let's see how much we gain with this. We are a little less than 3 dB and we start hearing the action of the soft clipping. It softens a little too much, that snare, which I worked so hard to get that punchy. Let's go with the reggae track.
Them are some big pretenders, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Bad vibes sender, me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. And I go like we no member.
I like it. It behaves really well on dynamic material like this one. I kind of hear it still, and this is another track for which I would pick something else just for the tone of it, but I like how dynamic it is.
Them are some big pretenders, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Bad vibes sender, me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. And I go like we no member.
All right, let's go with the next one with the brother, the brick wall, still from TC Electronic. This one has 3 settings: soft, smooth, and hard. We'll start with soft.
Them are some big pretenders, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Bad vibes sender, me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. And I go like we no member, but them devious way. Them are some big pretenders, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take away myself from them.
Okay, you notice one thing: without touching the threshold, the 3 algorithms here are completely different. You can also see it from here, from the gain reduction meter at the top. With soft being in the middle, the smooth is the one that clips less, and the hard is the one that clips more. So I'm gonna go on and adjust the soft clipping threshold as I change the algorithm. I really like this one.
Them are some big pretenders, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Bad vibes sender, me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. And I go like we no member, but them devious way. Them are some big pretenders, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Ulterior agenda, so me take away myself from them. Take away myself from them. Bad vibes sender, me take away myself from them.
For this track, definitely the soft and the smooth work better, but you will hear on different material how the hard is the best choice. Let's try the synth pop track. We hear in this case the soft already crapping out, even with not that much gain reduction here. The smooth, you hear it immediately. It takes away all the top end, all the snap. So this wouldn't be the best choice for this track. Let's try hard. Which in this case would be absolutely the best choice. And we can get away with quite some clipping on this one, which is not transparent, but it matches the style of the song. So let's go with the next one.
No sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found. Fuck it, I'ma ride out till my fucking time's out. So I gotta make it. It's do or die now, and my soul is sainted. Should've been out by now, running out of patience, losing my mind now. Feel like I gotta watch my back, I'm a danger. Used to be homie, some changed up, hard working, now they say look, just caked up, I made up. No sunshine on this side of town. You could get lost and never be found.
This will be a hard choice. The soft is definitely fitting for this track. And the hard though, it adds a little bit of grit to that kick if you stay conservative with the gain reduction, with the actual how many dB you're clipping. The smooth is also nice. It takes away, it's just too soft for this. I see that working extremely well, jazz or acoustic music, when you really want a smooth kind of clipping. Rock track.
Try to look around yourself. Everything just looks so bad. The world we're living seems to be so wild. What is good we're gonna change, and what is bad we're going to bring. But baby, trust me, what
Same for the previous tracks on this one, especially with this kind of drum, poppy and snappy. The hard, it actually fits really well, and you can get away with almost 6 dB there of clipping. You start hearing it, but this, like I said, it's just I'm pushing them to the extreme. Let's try the other algorithms.
Try to look around yourself. Everything just looks so bad. The world we're living seems to be so wild. What is good, we're gonna change, and what is bad, we're going to bring. But baby, trust me, wasn't bird to follow. What's the meaning of the time you're wasting? You better say that. What's the reason why you look so frightening? We're here to save it. So we don't know how to think more.
You know, the soft works well too, although I still prefer the hard. The soft works well because it kind of takes the edge out, and it's a great tool if you have like a digital, so to speak, mix. So definitely a great clipper overall, this one.
Hands on my neck, hands grip my throat. Lift me up, man, take control.